Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Ryan Prosick. The Banks Township Babe Ruth League is currently in the process of renovating their Tresco baseball field. The league started a GoFundMe campaign to raise funds earlier this year and are now looking for people to help get things back into shape. We spoke to the league's president, Matthew Lazar, about how he got involved with the league and why he wants to revive this field.
I got involved approximately 3 years ago. My son Nicholas came up through the Little League system. Now he was playing Babe Ruth, and there was really nobody besides Fred and myself to really help out up here. It sort of fell by the wayside, so we decided to take it upon ourselves to get the field up in shape, so players have somewhere to be proud to play. As we play in the Valley Babe Ruth, and we have a lot of nice fields that they play on, and one on ours, as you can see, really needs a lot of help. So we decided we're going to take it upon ourselves. So Fred's son Landon and my son Nicholas and all the other players have a nice place to play.
The league had some help in starting the renovation process. However, they are still looking for more hands to finish the job.
So what we're hoping for is there's somebody out in the viewing audience, a retired Rick Mason or a masonry contractor could help us. We got them half built. They could help us finish the block work on the dugouts. So that's why we're here today.
Lazar says that the field, as well as the league, will need supplies and support from the community.
We need coaches too. That's a lot of the parents, they just want to have their kids play, but they don't want to volunteer their time. So if there's anybody out there that was a coach or their kids played and they want to get back into it, we'd be glad to have, batting coaches, whatever we could get would be really appreciated.
League Vice President Frederick Mayshock also shares his hopes for the future of the Tresco field.
If this becomes a success, which I know it will be, the kids will have a place to play for years to come. It'd just be incredible. I know my son will be done with Babe Ruth, depending on the age limit. I think we're going to try to extend it to 16 this year for the junior Babe Ruth, and I also would like to organize a senior Babe Ruth, whether we play with Legion or we do our own league too. So I just want everything to happen properly and just have the kids enjoy their time.
You could reach the Banks Township Babe Ruths on Facebook, where you could find the link to their GoFundMe campaign. If you would like to contact President Lazar directly, he can be reached at 570-578-1301. Crews were dispatched to 2nd and Hayes Street Thanksgiving morning for a report of a two-car motor vehicle accident. Crews arrived to find that both cars sustained moderate damage. However, no occupants sustained injuries. It is currently unknown what caused the crash in Hazleton at this time. A man is wanted by the Carbon County Sheriff's Office. Davino Roman is wanted on a charge of first offense DUI. Roman is known to have ties to the Coaldale area. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Roman, you are asked to contact the Carbon County Sheriff's Office at 570-325-2821. A woman has been arrested after she had attempted to steal merchandise from a Wilkes-Barre Wegmans. Tiffany Marie Powell was arrested after she fled from Wegmans Loss Prevention as she attempted to steal items from the store. Powell was located by police running in a neighboring plaza and then taken into custody. Powell has been charged with 1 count of retail theft taking merchandise in connection with the crime in Wilkes-Barre. A fire has damaged a new restaurant in Ashland. Crews were called to Center Street in Ashland for a structure fire at the new Fat Belly's restaurant. When fire personnel arrived on scene, they were greeted with heavy smoke coming from a large fire in the kitchen area that spread into the ventilation system. The kitchen was reported to have sustained heavy damage, while the rest of the building only suffered smoke damage. The new business in Ashland had just recently opened, with its soft opening coming this past Sunday. A man from Scranton is facing accusations after he allegedly intimidated a witness after being charged with assault in connection with the fight that happened in October. Police say that officers responded to the area of 108 North Washington Avenue for a reported assault. When they arrived on scene, they discovered 2 men being treated by EMS, one individual inside the ambulance and one laying down with his face covered in blood and had both of his eyes swollen shut. Police then spoke to a woman who say her and her friends were inside the Scranton Liederkranz, and at some point in the night, a man that was later identified as Thomas Exeter had allegedly given her $50. When the group left the social club, one of the male members told Exeter, "Thanks for the $50. When the group left the building, one of the males told Exeter, "Thanks for the $50. Exeter and his friend then proceeded to confront the 2 men with a fight taking place, according to a police criminal complaint. The criminal complaint also states that Exeter had allegedly punched both men, knocking one to the ground, with Exeter's friend repeatedly punching the victim who was trying to get up, knocking him unconscious. According to the affidavit, before officers arrived on scene, both Exeter and his friend fled the scene, with the victim being taken to the hospital for his injuries, which included multiple facial fractures. Police then spotted Exeter, who was eventually arrested after an incident with law enforcement. Exeter has been charged with hindering apprehension, harassment, disorderly conduct, and simple assault. Exeter is also facing additional charges stemming from the incident, and his preliminary hearing is scheduled for December 13th. A man is in custody after he burned an American flag at a church in Monroe County, according to officials. Stephen Meyer is in custody after Pennsylvania State Police Strasburg reported to Keokee Chapel United Methodist Church on the evening of November 20th for a reported flag on fire. According to police, officials say that the Pocono Mountain Fire Department arrived to the scene to put out the fire before it spread to the church. Meyer has been taken into custody and has been charged with arson, criminal mischief, and ethnic intimidation, and is currently behind bars of the Monroe County Correctional Facility, awaiting arraignment. Coming up on WYLN News, Visit Luzerne County now offers memorabilia at their newly opened store. Plus, Pennsylvania State Police have set up DUI checkpoints for the holiday weekend. But first, take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the WYLN Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
My name is Jordan. It's tomorrow's gonna be sunny.
Weather Kids is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Your health deserves a partner.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
If you're looking for an affordable pre-owned car or truck, Jura's Auto Sales has a great lineup of clean, dependable, and quality vehicles. Stop in 610 North Broad Street, West Hazleton, 570-454-7229.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Tune in and see all the unique places to stay and things to do in the Pocono Mountains. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Chris Kindlefest and Holiday Concert featuring the Hazleton Philharmonic Symphony Orchestra directed by Robert Lagana will be held Saturday, December 2nd at Christ Lutheran Church, Church and Green Streets in Hazleton, with beautiful crafts for sale, a tricky tray auction, and make sure you check out their Tannenbaum Tea Room, where you can enjoy tea, scones, and other treats. Experience a full light and sound display featuring the Nativity message, and St. Nicholas will make an appearance. The concert starts at 4 and there's no admission fee. Check out Chris Kindlefest at the Christ Lutheran Church.
WYLN TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Welcome back to WYLN News. The Visit Luzerne County building in Wilkes-Barre has officially opened the Visit Luzerne County store. The store will sell Luzerne County memorabilia, and we talked to Executive Director Alan Stout about how the idea for the store came about.
It was actually proposed to us back in August by the Luzerne County Manager, Romilda Crocomo, and Jennifer Pecora, who is the division head of our department here at the county. So they floated the idea out there and suggested it would be a nice thing for us to be able to do. And so once we came up with a plan, our goal was to have it open for the holidays. And we're so happy that we were able to get it done.
Stout also gave us the rundown on the different types of Luzerne County merchandise the store will be selling.
We have T-shirts with 5 different cities and boroughs on them. We have shot glasses, we have golf balls, we have coffee mugs, and we have tumblers.
There are also some ideas in the works, and Stout gave us a preview of what may be next.
One of the ideas we had were baseball caps. We thought that would be a nice item. And then again, to add more T-shirts with more communities and cities and towns on them. So we're talking about the Back Mountain and the Dallas area and Kingston and Plymouth and some of the other towns that we'd like to have represented here as well.
The new store will be bringing something unique to the community, and Stout explained why that is so crucial.
There really isn't any other place in the entire county that sells these items, and we've had people looking for them, and so we're kind of fulfilling a need. And since we are the Visitors Bureau, we are a place where people come in from out of town. They're looking for information on things to see and do here. So while they're here and we're providing them with all that information, it's also the same place where they could pick up a souvenir if they're so inclined. So that's part of it for the people coming in from out of town. But even the people that live here, we find that people are very prideful of northeastern Pennsylvania. They're prideful of Luzerne County. They're prideful of their particular towns and boroughs and cities. And so we expect a lot of these sales to be actually coming from local people as well.
The Visit Luzerne County store officially opened on November 20th and will now be open Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Pennsylvania State Police have placed various DUI checkpoints across the area for the Thanksgiving weekend. The checkpoints serve to discourage drinking and driving during a weekend known for high rates of DUI-related traffic violations and crashes. While specific checkpoint locations have not been provided, state police encourage those who are out during the holiday weekend to not drive while consuming alcohol. Pennsylvania's DUI laws issue a legal limit of 0.08% blood alcohol concentration. DUI offenses can range from a $300 fine with 6 months of probation to fines of $5,000 with prison sentences of up to 5 years. Coming up on Whitehaven's News Choice, we recap Thanksgiving football on Let's Talk Sports. Plus, State Representative Dane Watrow is back with Watrow's weekly updates. So stay right here because we'll be right back on WYLN TV. Welcome back to Feel Good Friday. Hey, Dr. John's going to tell us the importance of the neck because people might not know how important it actually is.
You know, I love my work. Number one, never twist or crack your own neck. I get so many people, 10 people a day, Ryan, that are stretching their neck and getting headaches and dizzy spells. But the biggest goal, my head, the human head, weighs 12 pounds. When we keep our chin up, Ryan, the neck is healthiest. What people do is they text. Every 10 degrees they look down, the head doubles in weight. So if you're like this all day long, especially these young children these days, they're going to get such tension in their neck. So all I ask of everybody, lean back in a recliner, hold up your phone or your laptops. When the chin is up, it takes tension off the neck, helps these discs not to get compressed. So chin up, don't be looking down.
Lehigh Valley Topper Cancer Institute brings the next level of cancer care to the greater Hazleton region. The new cancer center on the campus of Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is now open and offers an advanced radiation therapy program, an expanded infusion suite with private treatment rooms, and the latest telemedicine technologies. The Cancer Center at LVH Hazleton, offering world-class cancer care closer to home. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/Hazleton Cancer Center.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices. Stop in to one of our 2 locations, Route 93 in Escapec,
or downtown Hazleton,
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Welcome back to a Friday edition of Let's Talk Sports. I hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving with lots of good food, some decent football, and some very not so great halftime shows. I'm going to get some heat for that one. Dolly's was all right, okay? We'll get into that as we go. But anyway, starting off the day, Green Bay had a big win over the Detroit Lions, 29-22. They came out hot and they came out firing, and they just didn't look back. They scored over 20 points in the first quarter, and they didn't need us to do much else the rest of the way. Christian Watson did score a late touchdown, but Detroit just didn't have it. I don't know what it was. Was it the offensive line? Was it Jared Goff? We'll never know, but it was one of the two because the offense just couldn't get it going, and it wasn't on David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, or Amon-Ra St. Brown. So it's one of those two factors that majorly contribute to the loss. Rashawn Gary did have 3 sacks and a forced fumble, and that offensive line didn't look good, and neither did the defense. So I think the Lions, in most people's eyes, have taken a step down from contender into that next tier, I'd say by themselves. It's Philly, Dallas, and San Fran at the top, and I'd put the Lions firmly in Tier 2 with everyone else below them in Tier 3 or lower, because I think the Lions are better than everyone else, but not on the level of the top 3 contenders. So big loss for them yesterday, but big win for Green Bay, who's still looking for a playoff spot. And Jack Harlow's halftime show, yeah, I don't need to say more, do I? Enough jokes were made about that one online with the production budget, but I'll leave it at that. Or no, I'm not going to pick on halftime shows. I won't pick on Dolly, that's for sure. But anyway, speaking of Dolly, she was the halftime show at the Dallas at Washington game. Dallas. She was in Dallas, not Dallas at Washington. Washington at Dallas. Didn't feel like they were in Washington, losing 45-10 either. CeeDee Lamb had a touchdown. Tony Pollard had a touchdown. Brandon Cooks had a touchdown. Dak was just passing out the touchdowns on Thanksgiving. Rico Dowdle had a touchdown. Everyone was scoring, and it was a big table for Dallas on Thanksgiving, winning 45-10. And speak of Deron Bland, I need to bring him up before I forget, because 5 pick sixes is something that's hard to forget about. The NFL record, we're 12 weeks into the season, and he's already set the record for most returns for a touchdown. Unbelievable stuff out of Deron Bland. Good for him, replacing Trayvon Diggs from injury. Dallas has a gem. This is cool. Jim Nance's call, the whole play was awesome. No monotone stuff like we were used to seeing out of some people. It was pure excitement, and it was great to see everyone, celebrate that insane milestone. Like I said, even though, Eagles and Dallas fans don't get along, you still got to respect the moment for how cool it was and how neat it was that all the coaches were celebrating, that they knew what it was. And him avoiding those last 2 tackles were something else as well. But anyway, we move on. San Francisco at Seattle. You'd think it was a San Fran home game with how they were throwing the turkey legs at the end of it. And they did my boy Steve Aoki pretty dirty. They didn't show his halftime show. They showed the first 2, but they didn't show him after the responses on Twitter. So rough stuff out there for my boy Steve Aoki, because, it would have been cool to see him throw a cake. He does that in his performances. And he also threw one at the Seattle Seahawks mascot, which he wore it pretty well. He was pretty hyped about it, which I don't blame him. He doesn't have to wash those clothes. Shout out the laundry guy for Seattle. You're going to have quite the mascot costume to clean up overnight. But anyway, it was a big win for San Francisco. They had Brock Purdy's cornbread there, his favorite side, after he won the game. And win the game he did with touchdowns to Christian McCaffrey scored 2, Brandon Ayuk had 1, and Debo had 1 as well. George Kittle didn't, but he won the post-game interviews with his... He's just such a funny guy, honestly. There's not much to say. He'd fit perfect in the WWE if they had ever had a crossover thing. I know his contract would never let him do that, but it would be pretty fun to see him regardless. I know he had a little beef in there, but crazy stuff. He ran off with a turkey after him and Debo threw turkey legs into the crowd, and the crowd was eating it because, I don't know, it's Thanksgiving, I guess. But anyway, big win for San Fran, and we have football today, and Miami is currently beating the Jets, which, as of this show, it's wild stuff. Tua threw an interception, and then the Jets threw a Hail Mary, and it was picked off for over 100 yards. Crazy stuff going on in the Meadowlands, but that just describes the Jets season at this point. But anyway, that does it for this edition of Let's Talk Sports. Hope you have a good weekend. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Hope you get those good deals on Black Friday. And we will see you all on Monday. Have a good one.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond Contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
The sisters at Holy Annunciation Monastery are in desperate need of newspaper for bedding for their horses. You can drop off your old newspapers at the monastery at 403 West County Road in Sugarloaf, Pennsylvania, or call them at 570-788-1205 for pickup. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Like and follow WYLN News on Facebook for the WYLN News Midday Update, posted daily between noon and 2 p.m., powered by Lehigh Valley Health Network. When it's serious, there's only one health network with seriously innovative health institutes. Lehigh Valley Health Network, your health deserves a partner.
There's no time like the present to adopt a pet, and the SPCA of Luzerne County has more breeds, shapes, and sizes of furry friends for you to check out this week. Everyone say hello to Arrow. Arrow is a 2-year-old lab mix weighing approximately 70 pounds who had to be surrendered through no fault of her own. She is described as a friendly and playful girl who is good in the car and very independent. Arrow likes to explore and keep to herself. She is a good dog and kid-friendly and would love a new home of her own. Next up, meet Natalia. Natalia is a beautiful young girl who came from a hoarding case. She is sweet and friendly, and ready to find a new home of her own, where she can get all the love and attention she deserves. Call 570-825-4111 to come down and check out these featured pets and more. You may just meet your new best friend and give them a well-deserved forever home.
This is State Representative Dane Watrow of the 116th Legislative District with a reminder for older adults that the annual open enrollment period for Medicare is underway and continues through December 7th. Any new coverage or benefit changes that you choose will take effect on January 1st. During open enrollment, new Medicare beneficiaries can sign up for prescription drug coverage and health plans to complement Medicare. Current Medicare beneficiaries can review their coverage and make changes that better meet their needs. To help you better understand all the options, the Department of Aging offers free counseling through the PA Medi program, available at all 52 area agencies on aging. These counselors can assist with plan comparisons, help with enrollment in a new plan, and evaluate eligibility. To learn more about this free counseling assistance, visit aging.pa.gov. You can also call your local area agency on aging or contact my district office in Hazleton at 570-453-1344. Thank you.
If you're just tuning in, here's a recap of our top stories. The Banks Township Babe Ruth League is currently in the process of renovating their Tresco baseball field. The league started a GoFundMe campaign to raise funds earlier this year and are now looking for people to help get things back into shape. We spoke to the league's president, Matthew Lazar, about how he got involved with the league and why he wants to revive this field.
I got involved approximately 3 years ago. My son Nicholas came up through the Little League system. Now he was playing Babe Ruth, and there was really nobody besides Fred and myself to really help out up here. It sort of fell by the wayside, so we decided to take it upon ourselves to get the field up in shape so players have somewhere to be proud to play. As we play in the Valley Babe Ruth, and we have a lot of nice fields that they play on, and one on ours, as you can see, really needs a lot of help. So we decided we're going to take it upon ourselves. So Fred's son Landon and my son Nicholas and all the other players have a nice place to play.
The league had some help in starting the renovation process. However, they are still looking for more hands to finish the job.
So what we're hoping for is there's somebody out in the viewing audience, a retired brick mason or a masonry contractor could help us. We got them half built. They could help us finish the block work on the dugouts. So that's why we're here today.
Lazar says that the field as well as the league will need supplies and support from the community.
We need coaches too. That's a lot of the parents, they just want to have their kids play, but they don't want to volunteer their time. So if there's anybody out there that was a coach or their kids played and they want to get back into it, we'd be glad to have, batting coaches, whatever we could get would be really appreciated.
League Vice President Frederick Mayshock also shares his hopes for the future of the Tresco field.
If this becomes a success, which I know it will be, the kids will have a place to play for years to come. It'd just be incredible. I know my son will be done with Babe Ruth, depending on the age limit. I think we're going to try to extend it to 16 this year for the junior Babe Ruth, and I also would like to organize a senior Babe Ruth, whether we play with Legion or we do our own league too. So I just want everything to happen properly and just have the kids enjoy their time.
You could reach the Banks Township Babe Ruths on Facebook, where you could find the link to their GoFundMe campaign. If you would like to contact President Lazar directly, he can be reached at 570-578-1301. Crews were dispatched to 2nd and Hayes Street Thanksgiving morning for a report of a two-car motor vehicle accident. Crews arrived to find that both cars sustained moderate damage. However, no occupants sustained injuries. It is currently unknown what caused the crash in Hazleton at this time. And that does it for the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest news and updates on our YouTube, Facebook, or at our website at wylntv.com. Stay with us for a look at the weather.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.